Yeah, we're obviously excited to be able to represent the University of Texas and host this event with 4 very, very good teams in our quadrant. We know it's going to be a challenge. We've got some great coaches, some great teams, and it's going to be some great volleyball for our fans here in Austin. And we hope everybody comes out and supports not only our program but the sport of volleyball as well.
Questions for coach or players?
Jerritt, how does having played Florida early in the year impact this match in any way?
It doesn't really affect it that much. You know, it gives us a little bit of. I wouldn't know if my players would know all the different players that we faced that early in the year until they got back to some videotape. But you know, they've progressed and got a lot better since the beginning of the year, as have we. We're in a completely different lineup than the first time that we played them. The first time it was a battle, so we know that they've got some players that can match our physicality and do some special things. So it's going to be a very good battle.
Coach, for you and also the girls, can you just speak to the advantage of not just playing at home, but being able to stay at home, just what that can provide y'all with?
Well, it provides us some routines to be able to stay at home. It's really nice for our girls to be able to have that, to be able to hear, you know, get organized with their academics this week, but most importantly, be able to play in front of our fans. You know, we've got a very loud crowd that's going to be on hand tomorrow night, and it's going to be for a great environment, and it's going to be, you know, an extra player for us to hopefully give us a little bit of edge going into the match tomorrow night.
For Haley and Hannah, go ahead and answer one. Sorry.
Can you help speak to the same question, you know, the advantage of, you know, not only playing here at Gregory, but just staying here in Austin?
I think, like Jerritt said, the biggest thing is like our academics. We don't have to stress about trying to study and flying and all those sorts of things. And I think just having our fans to support us and to bring that energy, the extra energy that we need.
I agree, and not missing finals doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. So that's been really helpful to be able to go to class this week and take those tests. Also, just having that consistency with what we know what we're going to get with our gym. We know we've played there obviously every day, practiced there every day. We're used to it, and that's one less thing that we're worried about. It's not new for us, so that's exciting.
Hannah, do you think this team feels any extra pressure from you know, just from staying at, you know, having to stay at home, playing in front of such a big crowd, just the expectations that, you know, that everyone thinks that, well, since Texas gets 4 games at home, that it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to make the Final Four?
There is more pressure, but I'd rather be at home and have pressure than be away and it be a really quiet gym or be in front of a really loud crowd that we aren't used to or anything like that. So whatever pressure there is, we just, you know, put it aside and just be glad that we're at home because not many teams get to do that.
Can you talk about what it means as a coach to take your team this far?
Well, it says a lot about the young women that we have in our program, the players that are committed, that have been here all summer long, and the players that they've been able to kind of continue to recruit and have this caliber team over the last, you know, 7 or 8 years has been pretty special. And, you know, this group is here because of the players that came before them. But to see them work hard to get this opportunity is always a joy. And that's one of the things that you coach for, is to be able to see that happiness in their eyes when they win and are able to kind of advance. And so I'm excited for them. We're excited to support them tomorrow night and get them in the right frame of mind and go to battle.
When you're preparing, do you use anything from the previous match, or is it a clean slate? You completely look at it?
Well, we use some of the statistics that we used from that. You know, the staff will go back and break down all the matches that we have from them, and you know, try to get some tendencies of what they're doing and who to serve and what matchups we want. But you know, again, those things are important, and we'll go through our normal routines in terms of scouting reports and having them watch film. We won't have them watch too much and kind of overemphasize that. We still need to focus on our side of the net and be good in those areas, and we are what we are right now.
Here, could you talk about having Coach Haley here at this regional and the possibility of facing them with a chance to go to the Final Four?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part. Haley, Coach Haley? Oh, Coach Haley. This Haley thinks she's the coach sometimes too. So, I'm kidding, Haley. You know, I think it's obviously it's going to be a great matchup. He's done a great job with his program. USC is a very strong, powerful program. You know, that I was able to be a part of once, and he was part of the program here. So, you know, I have a lot of former players that are excited for us to face them and have been cheering for me to have some success against them, and I'm sure the same thing is happening for him. So it's good for the media. I think and if it helps promote our sport a little bit more and get more fans out, it will be a great opportunity. But you know, our goal, and I'm sure his goal, is not to beat me or me to beat him. It's more about getting our program to where we both want to be, and that's the Final Four.
Jerritt, you first, and then the girls. This is, you know, this is kind of that point where you've worked to all season, and you know, as you've said many times, it's Final Four and more or bust for this program at this point. Just talk about getting to this point where you can finally reach that Final Four, and how meaningful this stage of the year is for this program at this point.
It gives us a lot of opportunity right now to be in this position to kind of get another chance to get a stab at being at the Final Four. It's not going to be easy, you know, starting with tomorrow night. We're going to have to play well. We may have to get a couple breaks. We're going to have to be consistent. And, you know, sometimes success breeds more pressure from the media and those things that we're expected to get to the Final Four, especially being at home. But we don't see it that way. We have our own pressures and our own goals and our own desires that we want to do as a group and as a team. And, you know, as do USC and Florida and Wichita State. So we'll be judged by the fans and by the media always, I think, and so will the teams that go home and lose. So it's just part of sport, and it's the unfortunate thing. And the part is you don't get to see how hard these young women work to get to this point. But it's something that we strive for. We're excited about the opportunity, and we'll step forward tomorrow night and present our best game.
Haley or Anna as well.
Yeah, we want to beat anybody who steps on the court with us. It's plain and simple. We don't worry about pressure too much. It's one game at a time. And whoever that opponent might be is who we're focused on and who we're trying to get past to reach where we want to be.
I think the biggest thing is it doesn't matter where we are, who we're playing. Like, our goal is the same, and our goal is to beat the team that's in front of us and to play our game and 1 point at a time.
Coach, you've obviously had a lot of success in your career. Can you talk about some of the things that have helped you as a coach progress?
Experience. You know, I was, I think, wet behind the ears when Chris Polonsky and Jody hired me here at 32 years old, and had some success at USC early. But, you know, there's so much to learn about how to manage the players and how to accumulate the right staff and how to get them organized away from the court as well, and work with our academic people and our marketing and our events. And there's just so many things that go on as a head coach that you've got to deal with. And the most important thing is managing our players to make sure that they're in a good frame of mind and making sure that they're competitive. And, you know, we're relaxed as a staff. That's the biggest thing, is we're excited about the opportunity. We're confident in what our team can do, you know, and we are embracing the competitive side of what it's going to take. But what we've learned is you can't look ahead. You can't even look ahead past Florida. You got to look at 1 point at a time, and that's what we've been talking about, just battling for that point and move on. Don't think too far ahead. Just live in the moment and play at the highest level and learn to make the adjustments. But my feedback to our team right now is we don't need to play perfect. We don't need to be having our A game every night. We just got to find a way to win. And to win a national championship, I think that has to happen at times. There's not very many teams that go through this and play perfect for 6 games. They've just got to find a way to win and play a little bit better than the other team on the other side of the net.
Any other questions? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.